Welcome to Westside's Virtual Teen Craft for June. As part of our summer reading program, we will be making soft owl sculptures because this year's theme is Tales in Tales. All right, let's get crafting. If you're interested in making our soft owl sculpture, we have take and make kits that you can pick up here at Westside Library. In your kit, you'll get all the important components you need to complete your project. So in your kit, you'll get directions, felt, googly eyes, rice, a sock, and stuffing for your body. Also, you'll find a pattern that you'll use to make your soft owl sculpture. All right, so things that you're going to need at home are scissors, a pen or pencil to stuff your owl body with, and you'll see why we need this when we're doing our project, glue sticks and glue gun, or a glue that's designed for fabric, and straight pins. You need something that you can pin the paper pattern down onto the felt. All right, let's get started. So our first step in today's project is to cut out your pattern. The pattern is included in your take and make kit. Simply cut on around the black lines. All right, so we have our pattern pieces, and the ones that have a 2 on them, you're going to cut 2 pieces, and the ones that have a 1, you cut 1 piece. So you might be wondering, oh, how do I know what to cut? So the large teardrop shape is your wings. The small teardrop shape is your nose. The circle is your eyes, and then the foot looks like a foot. So you are going to cut the nose and the feet out of orange felt, and then you're going to cut your wings and your wings and your eyes out of the other colored felt. So I am going to do my feet and my nose first. Now, this is where your pins come in. You're going to take your pattern piece and you're going to need to pin it down to your felt so the pattern doesn't move while you're cutting it out. Okay. All right, so we're gonna need to cut 2 of these out. And like cutting it out from the paper, you're going to go around and turn the felt at the corners as you cut. You always want to turn, like in this case, your felt, instead of turning your scissors. Okay, we have 1 foot done. Okay, 1 foot. And we're gonna do the 2nd foot. See, it's pinned down and we're cutting again. All right, and our nose. All right, and so we're going to take our 2nd color of felt. In this case, I have pink felt. Every kit has different colored felt, so some people might get pink, some people might get a yellow, green, blue. Whatever color felt you get is going to coordinate with some color in your sock. All right, so the wings, we're going to cut 2 of these out. I am cutting it in half so I have less material to work with. Okay. So we got our wing. We're going to take the pins out. Right. We got our first wing. And Have that pinned. Second wing is cut out. All right, through that, we're going to do our eyes. And we're going to need 2 of these. And when you're pinning your pattern onto your felt, basically you just want enough pins so it'll lay flat and secure on your felt. Okay. Okay, we got our first circle. I got it pinned. Okay. Okay, we got our 2 circles for us, and we are through with cutting out our felt. Okay, so this brings us, so we have our felt pieces cut out. This brings us to our sock. Okay, so the sock is going to be the body of our owl. And the first thing we need to do with the sock is cut right below the heel. And just put that to the side. Okay, so this will give us our body. And with our body, so how do I get it to stand up? We're going to put the rice in the bottom of the sock, and this is going to add weight to the bottom of your sculpture. And this is actually what gets the sock to stand up. Okay. And you're not going to use all of the rice. You want just enough to really kind of cover the bottom. Okay. Yeah. Basically, kind of, so the socks that you get in the Take and Make kit, all have a colored toe. So you really kind of want to put enough rice where it fills up that toe. So when you put your rice in your sock, you can feel where the rice will stop, and you want it to stop right around that toe line. Okay, so once you have your rice in your sock, you're going to use your stuffing. So, all right, And you just have like a wad of stuffing, and you want to start by putting a small amount in, and then just, yeah, it's basically you just stuff it in. You take a piece, stuff it in. Now, this is why I said you need a pen or pencil, because this allows you to stuff it in and get it down, compact it into the corners. Okay. And as you stuff the body of your owl, you want to try to keep the cotton even on both sides. So we have like a plump little owl body, and I'm going to take my pen in this case and work it around so my body is kind of symmetrical. So you have enough stuffing on both sides. Okay, so you have a little bit of, so your sock's stretchy, and you have a gap at top, and you want a gap at top, because what you're going to do is take one end, the back end, and bring it over to in front, and this is going to form the ears for your owl. Okay, so to secure it, you're going to put a little dollop of hot glue right here, and just bring that back flap up and hold it in place while the glue sets. And if you don't have hot glue at home, you can use a tacky glue that's designed for fabric. My preference is the hot glue because it dries super quick. You know, I just held it on for maybe about half a minute and it's already dry and secure. Something like a craft glue that's designed for fabric has a longer drying period. So you might have to like hold it down for about 20 minutes or so, or pin it in place or something like that. You know, just use whatever you have at home. Okay, so we have our plump little owl body. And so we can start assembling. All right, so I'm going to start with the feet. And I am going to put some glue on the edge of the felt. Kind of side. Okay, we don't want to. Okay, so there I have one foot. And I'm going to put another dollop of glue. Secure that down. All right. And the second foot, you're going to overlap it with the first on the bottom. Just a little bit of glue. You want your glue dollop to be as flat as possible. And then I'm going to put a second one here. And we have our feet. Okay. And if you're using a hot glue gun, you're going to kind of get like these glue threads, and as you work, you're just kind of pull them off. Okay. All right, so we have our feet. And next I'm going to put on the wings. Now the wings, you are going to fold at top like this, make a V. And in that V, you're going to put just a little smidge of glue and hold that. And you're going to do that for both wings. And be careful when you're using a glue gun so you don't burn yourself. Okay, and you're going to put your wings on the side of your owl. Put some more owl glue on the wing and position where you want your wing to go. We got one wing. And now we got a second wing. Alright. Now we're going to take our two circles and we're going to glue them to the front of our owl. Alright. And in your kit, you have two googly eyes, and you're going to put those in the center of your felt circle. And need a new glue stick. All right, and while you're using a glue gun, if you get to the point where your glue stick is getting to the end, you want to put a new glue stick in. So that way your new glue stick has enough time to melt and merge with the old one, and you have no gap in your glue. Okay, so right here where my two eye circles overlap, I'm going to glue the nose. All right, and you have okay, and you have your soft-bodied owl sculpture. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed making your soft owl sculpture. I hope to see you again next month when we make ladybug key rings with Shrinky Dink. All right, stay crafting. Bye-bye.